Hey everyone. I'm jumping on a couple minutes early because it's cold and it's late here and I want to eat my dinner soon. So I'm jumping on. Today I'm going to be talking about a topic which is actually really sensitive to a lot of people, which is why I'm talking about it. I love to be that person for you guys that talks about the stuff that like no one else talks about, and that's definitely what today's video is going to be about. Okay, we're going to be talking about some sense topics that a lot of people just kind of sweep under the rug and they don't really acknowledge it. And obviously, like, I'm going to go where no one else is going. So today, I'm going to be sharing, yes, it's about Christmas, and I'm going to be sharing about like the best gift which you can give yourself for Christmas this year, which is actually going to help you not just like for Christmas. It's not like you open it up and you're like, yay, that was cool. And then you throw it to the side and you never use it again. I want to talk about, as I said, I'm going to talk about something that's a little bit sensitive topic for some of you guys. But what I'm going to be talking about and tying it into Christmas and the Christmas spirit, but also really what I want to share with you guys today is not just like for Christmas. This is something that should carry you into 2023 and help for a year to improve your writing and help you kind of climb that mountain of reaching your writing goal. We're on a journey, and that journey, wherever you are on your journey, some of you guys are earlier in the journey, some of you guys have just barely started or scratched the surface, some of you guys are like halfway there, others you're like almost at the top and you're kind of scratching and clawing and fighting to summit your mountain that you've been kind of on this journey for a while, but you just don't know how to get that last few feet, or kind of burning out, or you're running out of the energy to get there. So everyone's at different journeys, but what I'm going to share is something that it doesn't matter where you are in your journey. This is going to help you. And I know that because this is something that I myself have done, by the way. Okay. I like to drink my own Kool-Aid. I don't just tell you guys stuff because it sounds cool and some other person is saying it. Like, what I'm sharing with you, I've done it. Okay. I've done it. I encourage all of my students to do it, all of my clients who sign up in any of my programs with me. Like, I preach it. I preach it and I do it. And I truly believe in this topic. So today I'm talking about the best gift which you can give yourself for Christmas this year, which is going to help you and your horse for 2023. Okay. Help you to kind of climb that mountain. So before I dive in and continue, I'm talking about mountains here. So I want you guys to share or comment down below if you guys are a mountain person, desert, beach, valleys and rivers kind of a person. Maybe you're like forests or jungle. Comment what kind of person you are. Okay. Beach vibes, mountain vibes, comment. Love it, love it, love it, because I love to see everyone is different. Everyone's on different journeys. Everyone's at different stages. We all like different things, although we all like horses, which is great. Okay, I see. We got mountain. Woohoo. And we got desert. Yeah, I like the desert, especially on a horse. You can just ride full speed in any direction. The desert. I love it. It's so much fun. Let's see. Comment. Beach, galloping through the waves. Yeah. Whoo, love it. I love that all horsey people are like tying into what makes the best between the ears. So yeah, comment which type of vibe you have. Beach vibes, deserts, mountains. I've definitely always been a beach vibe kind of a girl, and I never thought I would like the mountains. And then I found these mountains here in Spain, and I'm like, so okay. I want to, so the sensitive topic that I want to talk about, I'm going to go ahead and replay or live, go ahead and keep commenting what kind of vibes you have. So the sensitive topic that I wanted to mention is actually money related, okay? Because, and I see Courtney, can't beat your views. Yeah, I know. I agree. The topic I want to talk about is a little bit money focused, because I think in the holidays, a lot of people are kind of like holding themselves back, or, you try and spend money on other people and you try and spend your money on, to be honest, I find that a lot of us spend money on the wrong things. And I'm not talking about presents for others, because you can never go wrong helping others. But when it comes to ourselves, I find that a lot of us are investing or spending our money on things that don't always serve us. And so that's why I want to share what I think and what I believe is the best investment that you can make this Christmas. And of course, there's a couple of different routes you can take based on your budget and all that good stuff. So you can always kind of comment or reach out to me if you guys have any questions. But this topic is really money focused, okay? And I want to share a personal story of mine, if that's okay with you guys. I want you guys to comment, get personal, comment, get personal, and I will share a personal story with you guys. So when I was living in England, I've been working my whole life as a coach. Like I started when I was 15. I never really wanted to be a coach. Like when I was young, you always want to be a rider. So when I was young, I was like, oh, I'm just going to be a show jumper. But I found the more that I was traveling and working with horses and I got certified in a number of different things, I found that coaching kept like calling to me because I loved sharing my love of horses so much. So I've always been fascinated with the process of coaching and being a mentor and learning. There's so many life lessons that horses teach us, not just how to ride, but they teach us so many different things. And so I've always preached about coaching and how so many people oftentimes spend their money on things that they shouldn't be, instead of investing their money in like a good coach or a good quality training plan and all this stuff. And I'll share one example. When I was working in Sicily, I was working in Italy for a little while, and he was a show jumper that I was working for. Every horse in the stables. This was a private yard. It's not a public yard. It was very beautiful, talking about beaches and mountains. He had both. We had the beautiful riding arena overlooking the mountains and the Mediterranean Sea. Was gorgeous. So I worked in Sicily for a couple of months, and I'll never forget, he came home, the guy who owned the stables, he came home from a show one day, a competition, and he got really excited because while he was in Rome at this competition, he came back with this weird black strap. And I remember he kind of like was so excited about this strap. He was like handing them to me, and he was like, Crystal, every single horse in the stables is going to have one of these things now because they're so amazing. Everyone in Rome had them, and I love it. And I was kind of looking at this black strap, and I was like, what is this thing? Because I'd been working with him for a little while, and like we never needed whatever this thing was. And so I was kind of like, what is this? And he was like, oh, let me explain. Like, it's so cool. All this thing is so amazing. Everyone in Rome has one of these things. And basically, the black strap was a strap that you put around the belly of the horse, so that way your spurs don't rub on the horse's belly. Like, that's what it was. Every horse had to have one because everyone in Rome had one. And these things cost 200 euros at the time, which was probably like 300 US dollars each. And he had probably 15 horses, so every horse needed one. So he spent thousands and thousands of dollars. And to be honest, most of the horses in his stables didn't even need spurs. I think there was like one horse that was genuinely super lazy. He was actually really, really lazy. So maybe one horse in his whole barn, like you could justify riding with spurs. But that was a very good example for me of like, oh my God, he just spent thousands of dollars and he doesn't even need it. So I know that seems kind of extreme, and some of you guys are like, I totally don't do that. That's totally not me. But here's the thing, I can almost guarantee if I was to walk into any of your guys' tack rooms, you have some stuff in there you spent money on, and probably a lot of money, that you don't actually need and that your horses don't need and that didn't actually help you or serve you in a positive way. I want you guys to comment right now, like, that's me, if you've had that happen to you, okay? I can almost guarantee I'm going to walk into anybody's tack room, whatever, I'm going to find something. I want to find some. I've seen bits for, $200. I've seen, martingale, all kinds of things like this weird little black strap that every horse had to have. So I want you guys to comment, like, that's me. If you are brave enough to admit that I'm going to find something in your tack room you've spent money on that you didn't actually need. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So now that I've kind of shared like what not to invest your money in, and it seems obvious, but at the same time, it's hard. Like you see a saddle pad and you're like, oh my God, I don't have it in purple. I only have it in pink, blue, green, orange, and yellow. And it's like, oh my God, I need it in purple now. So you go and you buy it, and it's like a $50 saddle pad, and you don't need it, but then you just go and buy it anyways because you don't have purple. Okay, so all of us equestrians, we all do it, by the way. We all buy stuff we don't necessarily need. I see. Ellie, too poor for that. Too poor for that. In a way, that might be a blessing. Okay. You can focus your money on the important things. So now let's talk about like what should we actually be investing our money in this year, and for Christmas as well. Courtney, I feel so cold out. No, don't worry. I'm gonna guarantee. I'm gonna guarantee that you're not the only one. So comment, 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 you guys. Okay, so let's talk about what we should actually be spending our money on. Let's start, guys, because I love sharing stories. So this happened to me in England. So I told you, I'm a coach. I've been my whole life. I'm preaching to everyone, like, get a coach, spend your money on coaching, like, get a coach, get a coach. Like, oh my God, get a coach. Yeah, that's been me my whole life. Well, this is really funny. I was living in England and I wasn't at that time working at a stables anymore. I was kind of freelancing, like, people heard of me. So they would just kind of contact me and be like, driving me out or whatever for lessons, or flying me to the US, or flying me different places to kind of work with them on a short-term basis. But I wasn't actually committing to a stables at that time. I was still trying to kind of figure out like this whole virtual thing, but the virtual thing really scared me because I'm a coach, right? I'm standing in the arena giving lessons. So the virtual thing kind of scared me, but I've heard of people doing virtual things. So I'll never forget, I was living in England and London was only like 45 minutes for me via train. So I was like, I need to take advantage of the fact that I'm like living so close to London. And so what I did, I found some, they were okay, but they were related to, let's talk about like money and starting a business and I don't know, entrepreneurial kind of things. And I don't know, they were just kind of like different topics related to entrepreneurship, let's say, something I knew nothing about. Okay. And so I took advantage of the fact that I live so close to London. I jumped on a train and I went to these different events. I probably went to like 5 or 6 of them. And I'm not going to lie, it was new for me. I'm in a crowded room of like 400 people. There was just some person like standing on the stage talking about, kind of teaching you some stuff, but then also trying to kind of get you to commit into investing into different educational programs to teach you, how to do entrepreneur kind of stuff. And I was one of those people that I was like super skeptical. I was like in the back row, like the very back at the corner, like next to the exit. That way, if it got too cult like, I could like leave quickly, and I was really like skeptical of like what's happening. Like I'm a horse person. This is too many people for me. And so that's why I started. And then I kept kind of forcing myself, like, no, you're so close to London, Crystal, like take advantage. You need to step out of your comfort zone a little bit and just go. So probably the 5th live event that I went to, I'll never forget. I started kind of creeping a bit closer and closer into, so I was corner. I'm like kind of in the middle now, not quite in the front row, but I'm like, I'm there. And anyways, I'll never forget this person on the stage. I don't remember who it was, and I don't remember which specific event. I feel like they looked into my eyes, even though there's like 400 people. I feel like they were looking into my eyes and talking to me. And what they said was, I'll never forget, like they're talking about, you're trying to start a business, or you're trying to do online thing, or you're trying to be an entrepreneur. Why not get a mentor? Why not get an entrepreneurial coach or a business coach? And I was sitting there in the audience and I was like, it was like somebody punched me in the chest, like, ooh, you can do that? Like, I was really like, what? Like, am I a moron? Like, how hadn't to me before? Because I hadn't made the leap. I had been thinking about, oh, maybe I should do something online courses. That would be kind of cool. And I kept going to these events thinking about doing it, but I wasn't actually doing it. And so when they said that, like, why not get a coach? And it just really hit me really hard, like a kick to the chest from a horse, because I was really like, oh my God, I love coaching. Like, I believe in coaching so much. I've seen the power of aligning yourself with top coaches my entire life when it comes to the equestrian space. Why would I not align myself with a coach when it came to other things, entrepreneurship or mindset? I have mindset coaches. I have and now I'm obsessed with it. So once that little light bulb went off for me and I was like, oh my God, you can do that. Like, I can get coaches for all of these things. And my life has never been the same since then, by the way. My life has never been the same. Since then, my life has just been on like this super, I feel like before that, I was on a uphill mountain climb, I was like, couldn't quite summit the mountain. I've been scratching and clawing and I was just stuck and I just could not summit this mountain. Since then, since that light bulb, and that was like 5 years ago in London, I was sitting in that room. Since then, I'm like, I've peaked the mountain and now I'm like on the downhill ride, like enjoying life. So, my life changed. I realized that I could align myself with a coach. And, when I'm talking about the same thing for you guys, like what should you invest in for, you and your horse for Christmas and for your 2023 riding goals? Honestly, I'm going to say a million times over, get a coach. Get a coach, get a coach, get a coach. Not just any coach, not any Joe Bob on the street, but align yourself with someone like me that actually is there for you and supporting you and building that training plan. And like, what I do with my all of my clients, to be fair, whether you're in the sticky butt or like my VIP or whatever, like I'm rooting for your success and I'm mapping it out for you. And it's my literal actual job to like take your hand and get you over that mountain. Okay. You wouldn't try and summit Everest without a guide. So a lot of you are trying to Mount Everest and you don't have a guide. Okay. So that's what a good coach is. A good coach is that person and who already has been to the other side, who knows the route, who knows the path, who knows how to get you there, who knows how to cheer for you and like root for you when you feel like giving up or in that moment when it's hailing on you and you're like, oh, why am I doing this? Like, you need a coach for that, you know? So that was a big like light bulb aha for me. And it sounds like, oh, that's obvious. It sounds like, oh, that's obvious. But you'd be surprised how many people are spending their money on useless things like the spur belt. I don't even know what it's called, that thing. Okay. Useless things that doesn't serve them, doesn't serve their horse. And in fact, most of the time you'll find that a lot of those issues that you were having with your horses that those gadgets couldn't cure or couldn't fix because they're band-aids, they don't actually fix anything. A good coach actually gets rid of those things forever. You'd be surprised how many horses I get students all the time. They come to me in a live clinic or something like that, and they're like, my horse is crazy. My horse is cray cray. It bucks all the time, and it bucked with me yesterday. And then they do a lesson with me, and guess what? Horse doesn't buck. Horse is perfect little cutie pie angel. And that's because, like, there's a difference. There's a difference between having that good quality coach who's actually there for you to cheer you on, but can also give you the tools and the strategies and the and can resource and can kind of diagnose the real issue, not the band-aid issue, but like diagnose things and actually work with you, and that's what I do, obviously virtually, kind of zoom in and draw little diagrams and show you guys exactly what it is that you guys need to work on to improve and how to get your horse to relax more, all this good stuff. But that is what I'm going to say, like a big aha I had sitting in that room. And it seemed so obvious when they said it to me. And it was just kind of hilarious that here I am. I was a coach. I've been a coach my whole life. And it took someone else to actually like say it to me, like, get a coach, get a coach, Crystal. And for some reason, that just completely shifted everything for me. So I see. Let's see. I'm catching up on the comments here. I need to use my coach. Yay. Thank you. Hard fall. I don't know if that's like a literal fall or a emotional fall. If it's a literal fall, then you need the sticky butt for sure. But it's good that you have new intentions. I mean, you have to, as I said, you don't need to know the how. Okay, you guys, it's not your job to know the how. I think so many of you guys are putting that burden on yourselves of like, how do I summit the mountain? How do I get to my goals? And then you guys are spending hours on like YouTube and reading blogs and blah and all these things. You don't need to know the how. Okay. It took me my whole life, like a lifetime of studying horses in 20 different countries, like thousands of different horses I've ridden. I've done show jumping, dressage, endurance. I've done a lot of stuff with horses, you guys, to get the information and knowledge that I have. If you guys are trying to have a contest of getting more knowledge than me, I mean, it's not going to happen, because unless you guys dedicate 6 hours, not 6 hours, 16-hour days, 18 days a week, 500 days in a year, you guys aren't going to get more knowledge than me, but you don't have to. Okay. Even Buddha said you don't have to live and see everything in one lifetime, because you can just talk to other people who've done those other experiences. And that's how you can see and do and be everything. Okay. Because one lifetime isn't enough for you to physically do it, but one is enough to share with others. And by sharing with others, you inadvertently have done everything and heard of everything, and if that makes sense. So you guys don't have to have all of the knowledge. You don't have to have the map. You don't have to know how to summit that mountain. You just have to align yourself with the person who can. Okay. I'm catching up on the comments. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Okay. I'm live right now. If anyone has any questions, now's your chance. Like, comment. Whether you're watching this live or on the replay, by the way, I always go through and answer everyone's comments and questions. So don't be shy. Okay. That's why I'm here. Yay. Everyone sharing. Yay. Love it. So many of you guys live with me today. I love it. Thank you. Okay. I don't see any questions. Just kind of checking. Okay, so to sum up, okay, when I'm talking about horse, okay, the greatest gift that you can give yourself and give your horse is, me. That sounds weird. Me. Okay, get a coach. Okay, sign up for one of my virtual things, whether it's the Sticky Butt or VIP. We have the app. Some of you guys are more like hands-on and you want actual feedback and everything. For that, you want to talk to me about Sticky Butt or my VIP. If you guys are like, oh, I just need a little bit of assistance in my daily rides, the app might be good for you, or horse riding lessons app. But I want you guys to get very clear about what it is you want to do and commit to doing it. And just know that when you invest in yourself and when you invest in your education, that's something that you will never regret. I've never regretted investing in two things. One is my education. The second thing is travel. Never regretted spending money on those two things. I've regretted spending money on other things. I watched this horrible Jurassic Park movie the other day on Amazon. It was like $20, you guys. Oh, it was horrible. I regret that. Okay. I regret that. But I've never regretted spending money on education, improve me as a rider, and I've never regretted spending money on travel. So those are the two things that you can never go wrong with. Never. Even the stuff that, like, I'm not going to lie, I've done some courses or programs where I was kind of like, I'm not 100%, but even in a $2,000 course, I had done a $2,000 course a while ago, and I remember I didn't vibe with it completely, but there was a couple of things in there that completely changed, the trajectory that I was on. So I really appreciated that. I was like, oh, like, boom, that paid for this course, and it when you start getting higher up in the level, that's kind of where you're at. You start spending money and investing in things that, even if it's just like that one eye and it changes your path forever, it's worth it. It's worth it. So I've never regretted spending money on my education and never regretted. Always need the mindset reminders. Yes, you always want that cheerleader. Merry Christmas. Ooh, that's a good question. What are your riding goals for the new year? So I have my little show jumping mare, Zafira, and Zafira, she's only 4 and she was competing already with her previous owners at the 1 meter class. So I think that's like 3'3" jumps, 3'6", something like that. So my riding goals for the new year would actually be for me and Zafira to start going to some competitions here in Spain, maybe even in France or other places. I don't know. I haven't looked yet. So I would definitely love to start taking her to some little jumping competitions. Also, in order to do that, I have to get some jumps. We have some poles here, but we've only bought this property in April, so I have to like get some jumps. So I have to get some jumps and then start working with her on that stuff. So that way I can start taking her to little jumping shows. So see, got a map. Got a map, got a plan. Okay. Let's see. To compete in at least 2 competitions. Well, that's a very realistic and very doable goal. 2023 is a 365 days, you guys. Plenty of time. Okay. So, make a. Oh, that was for the Jurassic Park. Oh my God. Don't spend money on that movie, you guys. I'm just going to say that. Don't spend money on that movie. Okay. Yes. Perfect. Ah, okay. I don't think I've heard of that horse show. Okay, Ellie. Done. Send me the details. France, really, it's not that far. It's a 3-hour drive for me to get to France, and I don't know where that place is, but it's really not that far. So yeah, me and Zafira, we might come compete against you, little Ellie. Bring it on. Okay, cool. Well, thank you guys so much. Again, if anyone else has any other questions, feel free to post them in the chat. I love interacting with you guys. As I said, I'm a coach. That's what I love to do. I love talking to you guys. I love getting to know you guys. Be a stranger danger on the internet. Okay, that's not why I became a coach. I became a coach because I want to know you. I want to know your horse. My IP inner circle and with sticky butt people, like I know you guys. I know you guys. I'm watching you guys. I'm rooting for you. I'm in your corner. I'm there for you guys. So yay. Yay, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to jump off, going to warm up, eat some dinner. Okay. Thank you guys. And I will see you guys next week. Have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. All right. Bye, everyone.